Hold up, before we dive into anything, you need to see these clips first.
To get open, 1 second left, Clark doesn't get the shot off. Cloud locks her up, and New York comes into Indianapolis.
You can clearly see the ref watching Caitlin Clark take a hard hit and does absolutely nothing. Let's check it out from another angle.
This is the worst one. There's one foul, there's two fouls. Then she holds her, watch this, with her shoulder and on her arm when she follows through and then fouls her for the 4th time on her arm. It's cheating, it's plain as day. The haters will say, she got locked up. Yeah, if you're fouling the whole game. But I'm going through this entire game. The corrupt refs gave this game to New York and they still barely won.
No foul, no whistle, just dead silence. So let's ask the tough question. Has the WNBA been compromised? Did that ref actually take a payout from Kathy Engelbert to look the other way? Because something definitely feels off, and it's time we dig into what's really going on.
All right, you got this athlete in a league that nobody's been watching, never turned a profit, and your system is broken against that team? Are you mental?
Let's be honest, something's fell off from the very beginning. Caitlin Clark enters the WNBA with more hype than anyone before her. She's filling arenas, smashing TV ratings, and putting the entire league on her shoulders. And how does the league repay her? With elbows, shoves, hard fouls, and not a single whistle, nothing. Refs standing there like statues as if they were told, don't blow that whistle, let her get hit. When have you ever seen a superstar take that kind of punishment with zero protection? It doesn't just feel unfair, it feels targeted. Now Clark's out with an injury, and conveniently one of those refs just disappears. No explanation, no statement, just gone. Fans aren't stupid, they're starting to connect the dots. And one name keeps coming up again and again, Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, the person in charge, the one who should be protecting the league's biggest star.
We have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing.
Now we've got to ask the real question. Did they actually let Caitlin Clark get injured on purpose? Or was there money involved to keep the refs quiet? Because at this point, it's bigger than basketball. From the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto a WNBA court, something felt off. Like the whole system was rigged against her. Not just physically, emotionally, politically. Like there was a quiet decision made to make her struggle. She took hit after hit. Hard fouls, elbows, shoves, and the whistles. Silent. Refs just stood there like someone gave them direct orders. Don't call anything. Ever watch a star get hacked and start wondering if it's not just part of the game, but part of a plan? That's what this looks like. Caitlin Clark wasn't just another rookie trying to make her mark. She was the future of the league, the biggest thing to ever happen to the WNBA. But instead of being celebrated and protected, she was treated like a threat. And the message? You're not here to shine. You're here to survive. Every game brought more punishment, and nothing from the refs. And the league, dead silent, like they thought no one would notice. But we did. And now Clark's out with a quad injury. The biggest star in the league is sidelined. And fans aren't just upset, they're suspicious. They're connecting dots, and one name keeps coming up. Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, the one with the power to step in and stop this, but instead, silence. Again. So was this just about letting them play, or was it something darker, like trying to break Clark, humble her, remind her who's really in control? We've all seen refs miss calls before, but this wasn't just a bad night. This was personal. Game after game, Clark was targeted, and nothing was called. It wasn't an accident. It was a pattern. She'd get knocked down, turn to the ref, arms out asking for a call, and they'd just walk away like she didn't exist. At first, people thought it was rookie hazing, but when it kept happening over and over, it felt like something more calculated. And then it got shady. The ref who ignored the obvious foul that left Clark injured, quietly suspended. No public statement, no press release, just gone. So now we've got to ask, were the refs told to ignore fouls on Clark, or did one of them just make it too obvious? Either way, this isn't just bad officiating anymore, it's something more, something coordinated. And Clark, she got the message loud and clear. Let's stop pretending this is just physical basketball. This was about power, about control. The refs didn't miss the calls, they ignored them on purpose. Why? Because someone was paying them to. Yeah, we said it. Word around the league is refs were being paid to look the other way, and all roads lead straight to Kathy Engelbert. This wasn't about letting the game flow. This was about sending a message. Clark got too big, too fast. She became the face of the WNBA overnight. And instead of embracing that, the league let her get hit again and again. And who's in charge? Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner who could have stopped it but didn't, the one who approves officials, sets the standards, and signs off on who keeps their jobs, so long as they follow orders. And those orders? Let Clark get hit, don't call it. Make her prove she belongs, let's call it what it is. Not just bias, not just bad calls, straight up corruption, paid silence. And Caitlin Clark is the one paying the price. And now one of those refs has suddenly vanished, suspended, or maybe just tossed aside to shield someone higher up the chain. Because let's be real, Kathy Engelbert didn't just stand by while this happened. She may have orchestrated the whole thing. And now, Caitlin Clark is injured, the league's biggest attraction out. Fans are livid. What started as whispers is now a roar. So here's the million-dollar question. Was this part of Engelbert's plan from the beginning? Or did she just get caught red-handed? Here's where it gets wild. Right after those viral clips showed Clark getting slammed with zero help from the officials, the ref at the center of it all quietly disappears. No press release, no official explanation, just wiped off the schedule like he was never there. That doesn't look like accountability, that looks like damage control, and the fans saw right through it. Let's not forget, this was the same referee who literally turned his back as Clark pleaded for a call after getting fouled. It was blatant. Fans immediately called it out for what it was, a cover-up, a scapegoat move. Because suspending one ref after the damage is done, that's not justice, that's a PR move. So now we ask, who gave the green light for this? Was it Kathy Engelbert herself? Was it a shadowy committee trying to cover their tracks? Or was this just one ref who slipped up too publicly while pushing the agenda? Either way, something stinks, and it's clear the priority isn't the players, it's the league's image. It's time to call it what it is. Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner, has been the face of the WNBA's recent media boom. She locked down major sponsorships, secured big TV deals, and pushed league expansion. But here's the twist. Caitlin Clark did more for the WNBA in 1 month than Engelbert managed in 4 years. And that's where the tension started. Clark wasn't just the next big thing, she became the league. She filled arenas, crushed viewership records, and brought millions of eyes to a product that had never seen that kind of attention. And if you know how sports work, you know what happens when a rookie starts outshining the establishment. They get humbled. So was that the plan? Let her get knocked around, ignore the fouls, act like it's just tough basketball. Then, when it all boils over, toss one ref under the bus and keep it moving. Sounds like a conspiracy. Until you realize that's exactly how it went down. Then came the breaking point. Clark, after logging massive minutes and enduring weeks of punishment, finally went down with a quad strain. Boom. Just like that, she's sidelined, out for multiple games. The Fever looked lost without her. The offense collapsed. The spark was gone, but it wasn't just her absence that shook fans. It was the why behind it. This didn't feel like bad luck. It felt like the end result of calculated neglect. The refs didn't protect her. The league didn't step in. And when she finally went down, they shrugged until the internet exploded. Suddenly, social media lit up with clips. Every missed call, every elbow, every time Clark was shoved to the floor and ignored. And just like that, one of the refs mysteriously disappeared. But fans weren't fooled. They'd seen the signs. This wasn't just sloppy officiating, it felt like sabotage. Let's look at one key moment, Fever versus Liberty. Final seconds, Clark drives hard to the basket. Natasha Cloud fouls her, clear as day. The crowd gasps, even the commentators go silent, waiting for the whistle that never comes. Coach Stephanie White tries to challenge, but she doesn't have the right timeout. Just a reset, not a full one. The refs barely flinch. Game over. Liberty walks away with the win. And guess who didn't make the call? The same referee who just got suspended. Coincidence? Not likely. For many fans, that was the tipping point. The moment everything became crystal clear. These missed calls weren't accidents. They were part of a pattern. And suddenly, the league had a serious problem on its hands. This isn't just fans online venting anymore. Brittany Griner stormed out of a halftime interview to confront officials. Kelsey Plum threw shade at the league during her post-game. Even Kelsey Mitchell gave Clark a warning. Take care of your body. Translation, you're on your own out there. Then came the firestorm. Charles Barkley sounded off. Stephen A. Smith followed. Both called out the WNBA for failing to protect its biggest star. And the league's response? Crickets. No statement, no apology. Just one quiet ref suspension. Too quiet. The narrative is slipping out of their control. Fans are enraged. Players are speaking out, and the story is growing fast. Even from the sidelines, Caitlin Clark isn't sitting quietly. In her first game out, Fever versus Mystics, the team looked lost. No rhythm, no direction, but Clark still locked in. Cameras caught her at halftime, fired up, talking to refs and coaches, animated and clearly frustrated. In one clip, she walks off with a Fever assistant, clearly upset. Instantly, fans reacted. Some critics said, there she goes again, always arguing. But others saw leadership, a star who cares, even when she's not on the floor. Some said she should stay quiet if she's not playing, but maybe that's the issue. Clark isn't just any player. She's become the voice of something bigger, and not long after that heated moment, boom, referee suspended. Was it Clark's words that finally triggered action? Did she cross a line, or was she just doing what leaders do? The WNBA wanted a star, and they got one. But they weren't prepared for the wave she brought with her. Clark didn't just join the league, she exposed it. Every weak spot, from the officiating on the floor to the silence in the front office, is now under a microscope. And the fans, they're not just watching anymore, they're investigating. The media isn't just covering the games, they're uncovering the truth. Why were the fouls ignored? Why did it take viral videos and massive outrage to spark a single suspension? And where is Kathy Engelbert, the league commissioner, while all of this unfolds? Why hasn't she spoken up? This isn't just about one referee. This is about a system that's broken, a system that failed to protect the league's most valuable player, a system more focused on PR than player safety, a system designed to keep players quiet, not safe. And unless the WNBA acts now, they risk losing the very future they built their hopes on. So here's the real question. Was that referee suspended because it was the right move? Or because the league needed someone to take the fall? Did Kathy Engelbert watch this play out from the stands? Or has she been calling the plays from the shadows all along? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because this firestorm, it's just getting started.